Hello, hello. Test 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, the mic works. So yeah, I'll just put a risk disclaimer for like 1 minute. I'll be back. Alright, what's up, BitConnect? Alright, so, yeah, it's pretty... I'm gonna mute myself. Let's see. Hello, everyone. This has been a long time, but, you know, it was requested by a lot of you, so I had to do it for the people. So let's see. Hi, Neil. Hi, Angry General, Manny, and Josh, and also Cashball, Adrian. Hello, hello. And Abdahi Ali. Hello. Hope you are having a good Saturday morning. And yeah, I wanted to make this this live stream right now because I think a lot of people are they've woken up and they're ready to go. So yeah, I'll stream until no more questions are left. If you have questions, drop them in the live stream. We'll talk about the market right now. So yeah, there's nothing to really talk about. I mean, what is there to talk about? Last week we saw this type of pattern on the S&P, and you know, we were looking for a short, and it did happen because again the dollar is inverse correlation to the market has gone up since 2020, mainly because of the fact that when we were in this huge correction on the dollar, right, it's hard to really talk about correlation when this happens, right? This was a year-long correction in the dollar, so it's very hard to talk about correlation when this happens because it doesn't move that much. So how can you quantify the fact that it's the market is moving faster than the fact that than the dollar moves sideways? But ever since these wild swings, obviously you can start to put more weight on the dollar because it's moving faster, right? So yeah, this was posted and we were looking for a short back to 32.40, 32.50, and we got that. A move on the dollar to 94.50, and guess what? We got that, right? So again, we can talk about patterns, and we'll talk about patterns, but the thing is that you have to look at patterns, but on many different charts, and see, okay, well, where if I have this setup on this chart, then this gives me some clues as to where the market would go, right? And this is how, you know, I invite you to think of the market is, okay, if I see a bullish pattern on the dollar, and the dollar is an inverse of the market, then I'm pretty sure I have to look for a short on the S&P. Okay, so what am I looking for? Okay, so let me wait for a 1, 2, 3, right? okay, and then I can short, right? Right, so everyone remembers this, right? We literally said in chat it's gonna pump up on the Fed. It's gonna pump up to 34.30, and then it's gonna drop, right? And it did that, and then you keep on shorting. Now we'll talk about this and how messy this was, but in essence, this was it. And I don't have the rut pattern, but if you remember correctly, this was posted in chat, and you can look, you can go see it. I don't have it with me, but I'm pretty sure I talked about this one, right? Not this chart, but this one. Yeah, this one. So we were looking for a short back to 1420. It came almost to it and then bounced. So okay, so let's start with the basics, right? So what is this about? It's about the fact that the market moves in patterns, and you can see that all over here. This webinar, if you can remember one thing, is that patterns is everything. I don't care if you trade triangles, if you trade circles, if you trade points, it doesn't matter, because we're in 2020, right? You can be a point.
Moi, tu vas partir chez toi?
Ouais, je vais le faire après. Merci. Mais c'est correct, tu peux me donner le...
C'est bon.
Tiens.
Non, mais je mélange, je mélange pas que
Si tu veux, moi je suis en train de passer.
T'as encore besoin de l'aspirateur, mon soeur?
Non.
Okay. All right, sorry. All right, I'm sorry. Okay, so like I was saying, right? The you have to look at things in terms of patterns, right? So you see that the market moves in spikes, and then it creates a 1, 2, 3, right? So basically, this is how I'm inviting you to look at the market, basically in terms of spikes and then in terms of corrections. And if you look at the market this way, this is gonna improve your pattern recognition skills, right? Because this is the way that it moves, right? So you see that we get a spike, then we get a 1, 2, 3, we break the low. This is the basic pattern, which we call the regular flat, and then we go back up for another spike, right? And this moves. This you can see this in lower time frames here because of something called fractal theory, right? So what you can see on higher time frames, you can see them exactly in lower time frames. It's like a how do we call this? It's like a magnifying glass, right? So you can see that this is exactly this, and you can use this tool in TradingView, bar patterns, and here. And if you look at it in on lower time frames, you can see that it's the same thing. Okay, so it's basically what I'm talking about. Now a lot of people that watch my previous webinars already know this, so I don't have to really go back into it. But if you're new, maybe understand that the basic patterns are: we get a spike, we get a 1, 2, 3, right? We break the low, and then we look for the next spike. Okay, oops. Okay, and you look for buys here. All right, so same thing here. Spike 1, 2, 3, break the low, look for buys here. Right? This one we called perfectly. This was insane, right? If you remember correctly, we said buy here. I literally said from 24.70 it's going to 26 and above. So if you bought here like we did, you were really good. Another one is basically Twitter, right? So Twitter we even called right here at 24. 24 we said buy. Now it's almost 50 because it's the same thing over and over again. Twitter. Okay, spike 1 2 3, break the low, you buy. All right, you buy. That was posted in chat. So yeah, it's there's not that much to talk about. Also SQ, same thing, right? 1 2 3, and then you buy. Right? But obviously you didn't come here for me to tell you this, but this was just a basic introduction, right? We can go back also to Facebook, right? So Facebook, this was in August 6th. The quality is pretty bad, 2019, but we said here it's going to go down here, it's going to go back up here, it's going to go down here, right? When it came back all the way up here, we said look for the short and then look for the long. Right? And then what happened? Let's see. Look for the short, then look for the long. Okay? It's that simple. Alright? And is there, and what indicators do you see here? None. Okay? So yeah. Hope you got this. And yeah, so this is what we're gonna talk about now. Why did we look for longs? It's because the dollar reached our target. Now the dollar may go up again, but in a way, it's, you know, I don't know how to explain this, but it reached our target, so I'm fine buying here. Now, also, you have to understand something. I don't think we're gonna get any of these moves again. I think we're done with these moves. So this is my personal bias, right? So I do have a bias. I think this move was just to mimic the June move, because, and then we can go back up, and at least to the highs, right? So obviously there is a little bit of personal bias, and again, I have to say this: trading this right here was really hard. Okay, if you attempted to long this, it was really hard, because I could literally say, okay, well the rut was still a short, but yeah, but this was looking like a long, so it's hard to really time the lows, but the move up, we were still confident that the move up was going to happen. And I see a lot of posts on TradingView like, oh, you have to trade the trend, but if you try to trade the trend here, you're getting absolutely demolished, right? Trading the trend doesn't work in this environment. So what do? Well, you have to look at different indicators, okay? And also, let's talk about the yen. So the way we look at the yen, also it's like the way we look at the dollar. It gives us a clue as to where the market would go, because it has a very good inverse correlation to the market. Okay, now euro yen is very nice, because this thing was in a big two-year correction. Now it's looking to go back up, so we're looking for longs on euro yen. And as you can see, this pattern is another one that I didn't talk about. Sorry, I got I wasn't concentrated, but you can see that this is another pattern which is called a running flat, right? So it's a 1 2 3, and then you don't break the low of the first wave, you don't break this low, but you break the high on the second move. Okay, so you can see that we broke the high of the first leg to the downside, and then you look for a long. Okay, so it's doing the same thing here. So basically up, and then you go down one, up another, you break this high, you look for a move down, doesn't have to break this low, and then this is ready to go. Alright, so here I looked at the euro yen, this is ready. Now obviously it doesn't have to just do with the euro yen. New Zealand yen, nice sideways, it's getting bought, so it could go back up, right? Aussie yen, same thing. Okay, very same pattern. pound yen, same thing, right? So pound yen possibly could go up very big time, right? Upside. And this has to do, and it came all the way back here. So again, this is the same thing, right? Same pattern. Down, up, break this high. Down, doesn't have to break this low. Look for a buy. You can see that it was getting bought. So obviously you want to go long. So all these forex pairs, because I see some people say, oh, I have to learn forex. Well, you don't have to learn forex. You just have to understand that the same patterns can be applied to this thing and to every market, and also like the fact that the yen has inverse correlation with the Nasdaq, more Nasdaq than SPX, but it's the same thing. Well, not really, but you know, if Nasdaq goes up, you can think that the SPX would go up. This isn't the case if Dow Jones doesn't go up, which has been the case, but generally speaking, this is the case. So that's it. So in this way, you know, this gives us, and if the dollar and the yen says the same thing, then we can have a huge move to the upside. And this is what happened. This is why, even if I was like looking to troll, I was half trolling, because just think about it. If the dollar and the yen go up to if the yen gets sold and the dollar gets sold, then you have a huge bullish cocktail in a sense, because you have the two things, you know, the two inverse indicators basically going in the opposite direction of the trend, and then this just creates a huge bullish like orgy, if you want to say, or like a huge bull move. So we can look for buys, okay, because this is gonna rip. So I hope that was clear. Also, oh yeah, this one is another good one. So DE was called in the chat here at 128. So 1, 2, 3, break the low, and then we said look for buys from 128. We said 160 at least, right? Because that's how we do things. Basically, you know, if you look 128, right? We break the low, look for buys here, and then it kept on going down, but then it rocketed back up. Okay. Whoops. And we got our target. Okay. And John made some money on this move. Shoutouts to John. Shoutouts to Neil. Shoutouts to Josh. Shoutouts to everyone in the group. So yeah, I hope that was instructive. And then obviously it went even higher, but this is just, you know, this is just like when it came here, it was tough to trade. So I understand if you didn't trade this, but you know, at least we got this piece. So yeah, let's go and talk about the market. So yeah, we're looking for longs. We got a nice move here, and then we called the long here. Rut finished the pattern. If you've seen this in the chat, then you know what I'm talking about. We got the move down, so now we're looking for the up. Okay, so upside 1, 2, 3 up. Same thing for Dow Jones, right? Nothing has changed. This is running flat, so we're looking for buys. Europe, same thing, right? And Japan, same thing, right? So there's nothing too difficult here to see. It's just a very big correction that we had, and now we're looking for buys. Now the only thing, and this is where I made a mistake, is that I went for November contracts, right? But this is a mistake, because if we're saying that volatility is still going to stay elevated, then this move up is going to be fast, right? If VIX is going to keep itself here in this range from 25 to 30, then this is a mistake to go for November contracts, because we're still going to go down. What you can expect is to be in a sort of market that goes fast to the upside and then fast to the downside. Okay, so the corrections are going to be steep. You're going to think, oh, everything is going to fall down, but this is not going to be the case. because it's just gonna drop like 30 points and then go back up 30 points really fast. So going for November contracts was a mistake. Should have went for October, and as soon as we get the spike, just get out and then wait for a dump to get back in. It's going to be a lot of overnight up and downs, and I just think that people that swing like on the weekly basis are going to be rewarded over the people that swing on a monthly basis. So yeah, let's just go through these really quickly. So Amazon, nothing to add. This is a pretty easy upside. Facebook, same thing, right? So we said this is the thumbnail of the video. Look for a buy. So we get a nice downside. You look for buys. Netflix is a huge long, so that's the next thing. 24 days come back because it's likely to rip on earnings, right? So we get the big sideways. We get the spike. We get the 1, 2, 3, break the low. We look for buys. Okay. Google, same thing. Look for buys. Microsoft, same thing. Nvidia, same thing. Just Nvidia, be careful when it comes here because this might be a pattern of its own, right? So look when it's here, hedge yourself. 535, 540 is a good place to get out of some longs and keep some of them and ride some of them, because this might be this might do this. We never know. Apple, buy. I was saying it in chat that there's nothing to be afraid of. So yeah, you get this, you look for buys. Obviously it went down some more, but again, we're not here to be precise about the market. It's still a complex system, so it can do whatever it wants. We're just here to be close enough, right? So if we're saying, okay, look for buys when it breaks the low, here is your trade, right? Because we get here and then we look for buys here. It's better to do this than to do this, right? Okay, well, I buy Apple because it's a good stock, right? So I see that it's going up, so I'll buy here. No, if you don't have a trading strategy, this is a very simple one. You wait for the sideways and then you get in. And if you wait for the sideways and it doesn't come, yes, you miss the trade. But then you have to think about other factors, like, are you comfortable missing the trade, or are you, I don't know, do you want to be more aggressive? These are gonna come. But if you're starting out, I would highly suggest you to wait for this pattern to complete and then get in, right, around here, then to get in around here. It's fine when you have more experience to be aggressive, but then you have to understand when to get out, and if it doesn't go, if it goes against you, what are you gonna do? And right now it's better to wait for a potential pullback, and if it doesn't come, just be happy with the fact that you might miss the trade, but it's fine. We're here to play the long haul. All right, so that's it. AMD, same thing. So I saw this, right? 1, 2, 3, buy. AMD has AMD is interesting. So basically same thing as Nvidia. So look for the spike here, and then here we need to see if it's going to go sideways. If it goes sideways here, we look for buys, because then it could potentially also go down. But at least we get a move to 80, and then 80 we can hedge our calls by shorting a call that is to the, like, a little bit to the upside. So then we convert our call, our 100C for November, to a 100 105 call spread when it has gone up. So when it has gone up, obviously the 105 premiums are going to be more elevated, and we're going to be able to leg into a very nice call spread, which will lower our risk. Okay, so hopefully you understand this. Yeah, it's going to be recorded. Okay. Okay, I see that you guys are trolling. Noob here, what do you mean by sideways? Okay, so basically what I mean by sideways is that you have the market moves in terms of spikes and corrections, right? So the way to spot them, and it's very tough, is is basically like, wait, how can I say this? Yeah, that's a good. What I mean by sideways is that we go. You can think of sideways in terms of the market not really going in any direction. So here, after we've spiked, right, you can expect us to go at least a little. We can expect us to go inside of a correction. Okay, inside of when we don't move. One of the best examples is pound CAD, right? So the pound versus Canada, Canadian dollar. So this hasn't progressed for a bunch of time, right? 2 years. 2 years. Okay, this hasn't moved up, and then what happens? This is a spike, right? So hope this is good, but this is a good example. But the how can I say this? What's the term again? It's what's sufficient enough for a correction to be called a correction is just when you have a 1, 2, 3, right? A sideways. So this is sufficient to be called a correction, right? This, because you get a nice a sideways and then you spike. This is the sufficient condition. Now this could even go further, but this is sufficient enough. When you have this, you're like, okay, I've got what I needed. Now I'm looking for the potential upside. Can this still go sideways for more? Yes, of course, but you don't know that. Okay, so this is the mathematical term, sufficiency. And yeah, same thing here, euro yen. This was a big correction, which now is looking over, and we're looking for the big upside. Okay. Okay, we did Nvidia. MU is we're not going to do all the charts, so I'm skipping Intel because it's just not really important. But you can see MU, same pattern. So you get the 1, 2, 3. You're looking for the buys. Okay, you're looking for the buys. So all semis are looking for buys. Oracle, I'm going to skip. It's boring. Twitter, I've shown the chart, so nothing else to add. This is just a huge long. Avgo, interesting. So I've same pattern all the time. So you get the 1, 2, 3 up. IQ is a buy always. Again, you can see the same pattern, 1, 2, 3. Look for longs. Huya, same thing. Look for buys. FXI. So what do we see here? Which is the Chinese market, right? We see a big 1, 2, 3 down, break this low. So now it went back up, and now we're looking for, this is again a correction. So we get the spike, and then you get the 1, 2, 3, which is a correction. So which type of correction is this? You break the low. How's this called? I'm looking at my stream. Okay, I'll come back probably with the answer, but I'm pretty sure Neil will answer this one. So yeah, PDD, interesting, is a buy. Baidu, same thing, is a buy. And nothing to add here. We get a massive sideways. Okay, and again, you can see Neil answered your question, but again, the thing is that right now, with all these big moves, sideways takes in another definition, because you can see this. Oh, it dropped from 260 to 100. How is this a sideways? But then, if you go back in time to 2008, then this, obviously you can see this as downside, or even 2012. Like this doesn't look like you know, the move that we're having right now doesn't look like sideways when you compare it to this. But this is, but if we go all the way back up here, right? If we go all the way back up here, then this is just going to look like sideways. You understand what I mean? It's the magnifying glass concept, right? The magnifying glass concept. Baba, so Baba was amazing, right? So we got the downside. I said buy here, and it went all the way back up, right? So you can see spike, sideways, spike, sideways, spike, sideways, spike. So we're looking for another spike, and yeah. So if you remember, Baba called us here, and it went all the way up. Made some good money on this one. Billy is a buy. Nice sideways up, right? Bizun, interesting, but I would avoid this one because it's same thing as WB, right? So Weibo already spiked back there, right? So it had its big move. So would you rather long this one or like something like Billy, which is new, or JD? Even JD is much better, right? So yeah, you'd rather long JD than WB, or PDD even. PDD is better than WB because WB is just, you know, like it already made its big move, so now there's no more juice in it in a sense. Neo is interesting, but I'm not really sure what it wants to do here. Probably just go, I think Tesla is going to do probably the same thing. It's going to go back up, and it's probably going to go back down. It's going to create a huge sideways here. Okay. So yeah, look for buys. Same thing on Tesla. Let's do Tesla right now. So look for buys. Gonna go up here. Gonna go back down. Okay, so it's just gonna be in a huge sideways here. I'm thinking. So yeah. Let's go back. Let's go through them quickly. So Dow Jones, we already did that. BA is interesting. So remember what I talked about fractals. So if you copy this move here, which is why BA is not gonna go down to oblivion. If you copy this move here and you paste it here, it's legit the same move, right? It's just again the magnifying glass concept, right? So it's legit the same thing. And these corrections are really aggressive. You can see that the entropy, and we even posted this chart. We said long here. We were looking for the huge buy here, right? So you see that we were wrong for like a week, and then or 2 weeks, and then it exploded, right? Because these sort of corrections are really aggressive in nature. They just explode. Same thing here. So they bleed the contracts until it explodes, right? So look for buys. So that's it. LMT is nice because it has this nice pattern here. I was looking at it, so it's a long to at least 420. Retest this high, and then we're gonna see. Knock, I'm gonna skip. Nothing interesting here. DE, skip. IBM, nothing to really say. It's not a good buy. Wait for ER. If it drops, buy. But doesn't look interesting. Comcast, GE, nothing interesting there. KO as well. I didn't see any good patterns there. Dow, it's interesting, but I would much rather go for BA. AAL, very nice. So you guys, I saw some of you guys waited for this to buy. Good discipline. Obviously, this is again another showcase that you guys are learning. So you waited for the drop, then bought. There's nothing else to say. I mean, you guys are doing great. So yeah. Nothing to see here. J&J, yeah, I don't know. I didn't see any patterns there. Triple M, I think Neil probably would ask about this, but I don't see anything too obvious on this chart. I mean, it's just gonna grind, I guess. But in terms of buying here, if everything goes up, I would imagine Triple M is gonna go up. But you know, it's hard to really see anything here. HD, let's do HD. So yeah, HD is really good too. I mean, it's gonna go back up. then probably back down, maybe, I don't know, and then it's just gonna stay in a sideways for some time before the next move up. Okay, so that's it. Let's go back. Yeah, I mean, healthcare, same thing. It had a nice 1, 2, 3, so we're looking for buys. Oh, Merck was a good one to showcase again. So you get the spike, you get the correction, 1, 2, 3. Here, buy. Okay. Now, if you lost money on this, this is understandable because if it doesn't spike that fast, you lose your contracts based on theta. But this is just another showcase where, you know, the chart, the forecast was right. Now, whether the play worked or not is something else, right? Obviously forecasting is much easier than trading itself, right? So we're just here to give an outlook, but the play is always tough because you have to make difficult decisions. Right, you're down like 6K on yes, you're like, okay, well, what am I doing? Because, you know, I don't want to lose more, but obviously you know that you have a good conviction that it's going to go back up. So it's always tough. Now again, same thing here. It's a nice buy. Let's go to Pawn W because same thing that I posted. So, you know, this was easy. I posted it in chat. Nice buy. Okay, so you get a 1, 2, 3 sideways up. So it's going to at least 255, 260, I would imagine. And yeah, look for a buy. Yeah, I mean XRT, same thing. Nice sideways up. I'm gonna skip a lot of them. Lulu, yeah, I mean all these retailers here that create close. I think the best one is probably Goose. Very nice. It went down a lot, so it's, I don't know why, but you know, it had all this hype and then came all the way back down. It's looking decent on a pullback. You know, it's looking decent on a pullback, so wait for some sideways and then buy. Banks are tough, but I don't really understand. It would have been easier if banks were all the way here, because for sure at 22 it's a buy. Now at 23 it's a bit difficult because it could always drop back down to create this sideways. So I would say wait. Yeah, so all the banks could potentially drop one more and then go back up. Again, you see the pattern on BAC pretty easily, right? 1, 2, 3. Look for buys when it breaks the low. Right, so this is everywhere. TD that I called in chat. Right. So this is a good example. So you see that it went down, broke the low here, and then you can think, okay, well, Dragos, based on your wave theory or whatever you want to call it, this should go up and break this high, right? Because now after the spike, we get a 1, 2, 3 correction. We're looking for another spike that's going to break this high, right? But it doesn't. What happens? It goes all the way back down. But remember, you bought here, so worst case scenario, you should just break even. If it comes all the way back here, goes sideways, like, oh, okay, well, it's not going in my way, so I'm just gonna get out, right? It comes all the way back down again, you buy again, and this one goes. Okay, so this is just an example of how you would manage your trade, in the sense that you see that it created a pattern here, but here your forecast would be your forecast would be up to 47 from 38. Goes here, comes back down. You see that it got rejected, so you just get out. At worst, you get a break even or a slight loss, but it's fine. You're gonna get it back to 38, and then this one goes, right? And this one was called in chat at 38. Okay, GS, same thing, I think. Yes, something similar here. So yeah, shop is another one. So I'm long shop. This one should go high. So look out for this one. Snapchat as well. Apps are really hot, so I don't see them really going down. This is a very nice quailing pattern, right? Ever since it IPO'd, this is going to go really higher, a lot higher. So yeah, BKNG, same thing. This is a running flat. So you get downside, upside, break the high, come back down, doesn't break the low, and then you go back up. Lyft and Uber are really good too. I mean, they haven't really spiked that much, so there's still some big upside coming. I think Uber should go back up pretty soon. This is a nice sideways. I think it's over. We should grind higher. So look out for the buys. Probably. Oh yeah, Adobe was nice. So you can see that this was a a nice play on earnings. I think Eric called it. So you get a spike, you get a 1, 2, 3, break the high, and this is a bearish pattern, and then it went all the way back down. Okay, so this is another spike, and then it's over, right? So at minimum you get a break of this, right? So this is what we're trading. So you break the high here, you complete the pattern, and we're looking for the next spike here, and at least you get 460, and we did. So yeah, I didn't really trade this one because I just forgot about it. I think I was more into the SPX short, but this was a good one. Okay, and you can see that earnings play into it, because on earnings, if you remember, we spiked to break the highs, and then it came all the way back down, setting up for what we call a pump and dump. No, how do we call this? I don't remember how we call this. Probably Neil remembers, but I don't remember. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, show REGN. REGN, DKNG, REGN. Yeah, REGN is good. Let's see XBI. So XBI is looking like upside. So you know, if the index is looking like upside, REGN is going to go up, right? So this can at least go back up to the highs, and we'll see. But it's definitely looking good. Maybe we can get some spreads, right? Some 650s, 700s maybe. I think this would be good. Yeah, 650s, 700s. To at least retest of the highs for probably November, I guess. But yeah, it's looking really good. DKNG. Yeah, DKNG is looking good too. I mean, nothing to really add here. Nice sideways here. 1, 2, 3. It's going back up. It's gonna probably break this one. I think this one reminds me of what Penn did. Yeah, Penn, same thing. So I think that Penn was somewhere around here. I don't remember, but it had a nice pattern. Then it just broke higher. So Penn is also one to keep track of. Like for example, would you rather buy Penn or Win? Well, Penn just looks better, right? So in terms of casinos and gaming thingies, Penn looks better than Win. Even if it's already super high compared to where it was like 2 months ago, it doesn't really matter. It's the same argument as saying, oh, you should buy airlines because airlines are cheaper than shop. But then I told my friend to long shop. Why? It's because we're in an environment where digital marketing and creating like websites, making it easier for companies to build websites. It's just like something that you know is always going to work for the next like 10 years at least. right? So I think Shopify is just a better investment, but it depends on you, right? Buying a little, if you have, I know this doesn't apply to many people in the chat because they have a good amount of money, so they can buy BA, they can buy AAL. So I'm not like patronizing or like condescending, but I'm just saying, like, if I have one of my friends and he's asking, yo, where should I drop like $1,000? I would rather say shop than say like AAL, right? So yeah, pen is better than win. DKNG is really good. Yeah. I think Neil was long, so that's really good. Travis was also long, so that's really good. Oh yeah, for sure. DocU is looking really good too. It's a nice drop, nice spike. It went down, but now it's gonna go back up easily. SQ, same thing. Nice sideways. Look for buys. Look for buys. This is gonna keep on going up. Oh yeah, Spotify as well. What am I doing? Spotify is really good as well. Nice sideways. Look for buys. This can go really up. So yeah, that's it. Netflix, like I was saying, this is a very good pattern. I think they're gonna kill it on ER because it's been a long time since we had a Netflix earnings that was really good. So this one should be it, and it can go really high. I think Netflix can go to 800 pretty easily. So yeah. I don't know, man. I don't see anything on crypto. If I see something on crypto, I'll let you know. But I don't see anything. Yeah, I don't see anything. I called this long, but then this is just I don't see anything, dude. Like, yeah, when Ether made this move back to 400, I'm out. Like I don't see why I would be in. Because why am I saying this? Obviously, like, Ether can go back up, but it's gonna stay in this thing for a while and then go back up, right? So we have time. I don't think this is gonna happen right now. So yeah, I think it's gonna be going sideways for a while. Same thing for BTC. It's gonna keep on going sideways and then it's gonna go up. So we have time. That's the thing. Right now, I know I'm looking for a sideways because this already went up a lot. So just wait for some sideways and then buy. But we'll have time. It's gonna probably stay there for like 2 to 3 months before it goes back up. Right. Whoops. Okay. Okay. Wing. Yeah, Wing, nice drop. Yeah, I mean, it's looking like a good buy. Yeah, same thing as all the other charts, right? So it goes here, look at least 145, and then maybe you can short at 148, 152. I would look for a pullback here, then repeat. It's just gonna be probably trending for some time. Z. Yeah, Z is again. This is gonna keep on going up. I mean, it's just thing we were talking about, right? All these apps and all that stuff, they're just really hot right now. So I don't see how, you see information technology. It's just a buy, dude. There's nothing much to say about this. Same thing as Zoom. Zoom is just. It's like the next BYND, and I was reading a book about the fact that right now, obviously religions have lost their power in terms of controlling people, right? But right now we're more into this ideology thing, where ideologies like, oh, veganism or paleo or like like BYND, right? All these ideologies, they've taken off. So if you see that, like BYND, right? So BYND was spiked when spiked when it IPO'd, when there was a craze about this how's this called again? It's vegan, right? Yeah, it's vegan meat. So it spiked when there was this vegan craze, which is an ideology, right? So it same thing for Zillow and all these things. Right now, there's just a craze about technology. These apps that can do like things easy in an easier way, right? I think the Zillow is for houses, and it's really hot right now. So obviously, you wouldn't want to bet against it. Just keep on buying on a pullback. Just keep on buying on pullback. So yeah. Also, W. So W is same thing as all the other retailers. They're probably just gonna grind. I didn't do WMT, but I didn't see anything special here. Yeah, WMT. There wasn't anything special here. It's a good buy here, obviously, but many things are really good. Nice slide. It's gonna keep on going up. Costco as well. So yeah, just look for buys on them. W, same thing, but then it's gonna stay in this sideways. So they're gonna grind it, and then it's gonna fall back down, probably on earnings. But yeah. Also, there was another stock that I was looking at. Oh yeah, of course, Baidu. So Baidu is interesting because it looks like it's the next stamp, right? You don't want to play this aside from earnings. So if it has a nice correction, I think next earning could be really good, because you see that on earnings they have like these massive moves, sometimes to the upside, to the downside here. So you can look for if it has a nice correction here, you can look for some calls on earnings, and this could be a very good gamble for earnings. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking at that. Zillow, yeah, so Zillow's just a buy. W as well, just like SQ is, just like DocU is, just like Snapchat is, just like Spotify is, just like Shopify is. So all these technologies that that are deglobalized technologies are really, really good right now. So after this pullback, you have to buy them. Yeah, there's nothing else to say. Right? Nice pullback. Look for buys. Okay. So yeah. Yeah, cost, I did that. How do you time the moves? Yeah, so like I said, this is a bit of this is a tough question, because it depends. It's not even about timing. It's what are you playing, right? Because sometimes the contract can go to zero. So that's why sometimes we've changed our strategy to like taking more of butterflies, because that's what I did, because I know that if I take puts here, I'm just wrecked. If I just go long puts, I'm gonna be wrecked, right? So if I take a butterfly, at least if it goes back up here, I can still hold, because I'm not losing as much as if I took up a single put and then it dropped here. And if I'm still in my fly, I'm laughing, because it's gonna if I want to get out, then I have then I just risk less in than the put. Obviously, if it drops here, I'm gonna make less than if I had taken a put here, right? So in terms of timing, this is much better if I had a single put. But this is why I'm trying to use strategies that doesn't require me to time that much, in a sense. And I still go for calls, because right here, right, you want to get calls because I talked about the dollar and the yen, right? If they both converge, you get a huge spike. So here it makes sense to go for call for short-term contracts, right? Because if we do have all the conditions applying, we're gonna get a huge up move, okay? So yeah, so it depends on what you're looking at. But even if you go for November contracts, yes, it's not the best in terms of the market we're in, because if it goes up, it's gonna go up fast, right? As I talked about, the VIX is the VIX. All the brokers have increased margins, so they're basically saying, oh guys, there's gonna be a lot of volatility coming election day, right? So we can expect that if this goes up, this is going to go up fast. All right, it's going to go up fast. So you want to take short-term contracts. This is why I said November contracts, like I took, probably aren't the best, but you know, I took them and I have to deal with them right now, you know. So yeah, but if you took something else for upside, it's perfect. Even October, right? Octobers are fine in here. Okay, yeah, metals. Yeah, I mean metals are decent here. So you get so yeah, so metals dropped a bit, but I wouldn't be too concerned about it. I'm still I'm still long. I'm gonna suffer a bit, I think, but it's gonna go back up, pretty sure. It's sorry for that. I think it can grind back up here, and then we'll see. I think it's just gonna stay in a big correction, big sideways for some time, similar to BTC. I don't think gold is ready to make any big move down or up. I think it's just gonna stay in this sideways, in this range at least, for quite some time. Right. Same thing for dollar, by the way. At first I thought maybe we could go to 86 first, but nah, now that I'm looking at it, probably it's just gonna come down and then go back up. It's gonna chill here for some time, right? Because volatility will stay high, so I don't see us really, you know, going too much into one direction. I think it's just gonna be a volatile sideways. So we can look for S&P to go back up to like 3400s, 3500s, but then maybe it's going to go back down because of elections, right? So let's see. Oil is nothing too interesting. I mean, it's just I don't see the point really of trading oil. I mean, it's just the most boring thing ever, right? So again, some sideways. It's gonna go here, 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 down, and then you buy, right? But this is gonna be so boring that I don't know. I don't understand why you would trade this. It won't move at all. Metals also XAG, so you got the up, down, up, down. Broke the low. Is this a good buy spot? Yes. Right. So you see buyers, you get in, and now you're in, and I mean it's a decent long. I don't think it's gonna totally go back up. I would expect this to go slowly here to 2400s, 24, and then it's gonna probably get sold again. There's gonna be pullbacks and, you know, upside, sideways, but don't think this is gonna go in a straight line. This is gonna be slow to the upside, right? Then it's gonna come back down, etc. Same thing as gold. Yeah. So yeah, that's it, guys. I see that there's still 15 people watching, so I haven't lost anybody, and it's been an hour since I've talked about charts. I mean, I hope you got something out of it. Tried to make this make this short and good. No, I'm not gonna do T. T is boring. T same thing as what I was talking about pen and win. Would you rather long T or T miss? Right. They're in the same business, but one of them is looking much better than the other one. By the way, T miss, I should have talked about this, but T miss is really good. Right. So you get the pattern that we talked about, 1, 2, 3, and then you go back for another long. Same thing as Palm W, same chart pattern, right? Up, 1, 2, 3, then up. So yeah, would you rather long T miss or T? You know, would you rather long win or pen? Like, you can't really compare them. So yeah. Alright, thanks guys. So anything else? My bad. There's just a huge lag. I was listening to what I was saying. Yeah, I mean, Ulta is decent too. Nothing else to add, right? Nice sideways, looking for upside. Alright, so if there's nothing else, I'll end the stream, and thanks for coming in, everyone. And enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I don't know where I was going with this, but yeah, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And if you need anything, just ask in the Discord, and I'll come back to you. So yeah, take care, guys.